When it's time to pop,
Alright, welcome back to Lightly Fix here on Newsat 93 FM. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. Alright. Here with me right now in studio, we got DJ Blizzard, but this is Ari, and you're listening to Kimmy, right?
Hello.
Yeah, big up Anart Productions, DJ Burns, Javi, Nara, everybody. So DJ Blizzard, welcome.
Hey, Nightly Fix, you don't know trending. Beautiful Empress them beside me, you know what I mean?
Which is right.
Big up
All
everybody who tuning in on live on Instagram and who is tuned in on the radio, you know what I mean?
Thank you. Welcome.
Also, special big ups to management in the building and my PR, Powerhouse Media Music, you know what I mean?
Hold on there. Are we an interview or are you an interview me? What a plug from early.
I've been told that.
It's a big up for live audience. Big up for Insta live audience.
I like it though, Blizzard.
Yeah.
Blizzard, I have to ask though, because you said DJ Blizzard. So I was thinking, okay, is your name DJ? Are you a DJ disc jock? Like, why DJ?
Yeah, I'm actually a disc jock, but I'm a disc jock that took more interest in music production. You know, just as how you'd have a Major Lazer or a Skrillex, you know, DJ Blizzard would reflect just that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that was your goal going into it? Like you wanted to be disc jock and then do production?
I mean, I just always had a love for music, so, you know, the whole aspect of music was just my passion. So, you know, DJing and music production, you know, they went hand in hand because I enjoyed playing music for people as well, you know.
Speaking of playing music, at what age did you start playing music?
Well, professionally, I started doing music at the age of 2. You know,
Professionally?
professionally. Yes, professionally.
At 2?
At the age of 2.
Professionally means somebody pay, you know.
At 2?
Of course.
So you're a child.
backside.
So you violate child labor laws.
Well, don't make them know.
Explain that one next, please. Oh.
Alright. I was always in the studio as a child. Even if I was just hitting pots and pans, you know, it was recorded and, you know, I've always been given incentives of my work, even no matter how minor or major it was.
So for just not pan at 2, you get money?
Yes,
Of
of course. Why not?
think
Well,
you
when
get
your
ice
grandfather too.
When you got right. So you're
Right,
doing music
incentive.
professionally since you're 2. But no, like, you know, you've been on the scene. When did you come on the scene?
Well, I came on the scene at the age of 16. You know?
That's still a child. What is
Right.
happening in your family, DJ Blizzard?
Them a pimp him out, man.
How long ago was this?
Use him.
I mean, years ago, I'm actually 23 now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
7 years.
yeah, I started a little while back. And the thing is, I have a lot of years of experience, but it's just, I've just now decided to come to the forefront to make myself be known, you know, to the, what you'd say, the universal eye.
Why did you choose to do that?
I mean, you know, I believe I've been mastering my craft over the years. And, I think it's time now to showcase what I've been mastering, you know?
Oh, so what have you been mastering? Like, do you have anything fresh, anything new that like Andrew Blacks or don't have that you're bringing to the forefront of reggae dancehall?
As it relates to what the projects that I've worked on, or
No,
the
as
actual
it
sound?
relates to your actual sound. Like, what are you bringing? What is your sound?
Well, my sound is really a mixture of cultures. You know what I mean? You know, I'll take a little piece of EDM, you know, I'd sample a few stuff from, you know, just some random sounds and make it my own, put it into dancehall and make it into something that hasn't been heard before, you know?
Okay, well, that's awesome.
Well, talk a little bit about your connection to Toots. Yeah, you look like you want to leave that out. That's how you get the connection at 2.
Right.
So talk a little bit about that. Like, you know, how has he, I guess, helped your journey into?
Well, my grandfather has always supported my music. You know, he
He was the one that introduced you to the studio at 2?
Oh yes, you know,
Evidently.
I was grown into music, you know, even before I was born. My dad was playing bass line, you know, to me in the belly, you know. So it's like almost I was grown to do this, you know what I mean? So
it was bred.
Yeah, I mean, I was bred to do this. So, it's definitely an honor, you know, to be ordained with a legacy.
Yeah.
You know, and
You wanted to do anything else? Sorry, not to cut you.
No, I was always passionate about music, you know, even as I said, as a child, you know, I represented Jamaica. I went to the World Championships of the Performing Arts, you know, and represented Jamaica.
Nice.
We got
cultured as well.
bronze and silver.
Okay.
You know what I mean? At that, you know, we got to write up in the newspaper. We're all over the place. We're touring, you know, as children.
Right.
Which country?
Well, the person that won that piece was a Russian. He was actually blind.
Oh.
You know, and
Yes, the advantage. Your last one before you even entered.
right.
Yes.
No, but he was actually really good people. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me something. Being that Toots Hibbert is your grandfather, right? How easy is that for you to enter into the dancehall arena? Does it open up doors or does it set you back?
Oh, most definitely. It opens doors and it set me back because, you know, people have high expectations of you. You know what I mean? So that's why I was saying before that I've made sure to master my craft because having the name Hibbert, people are expecting that your work reflects that. You understand? So, and it's been good because, you know, you have people like my grandpa, know that people look up to him, you know what I mean? And so it's more of open arms and say, yo, come on, you know what I mean? So it's good vibes. So it's good and bad, you know, cause big shoes to fill. And, you know.
So do you, cause you do production, right? So do you get the artists them readily for come voice on your
I see you work with Sizzla, you do a song with Sizzla.
Right.
Yeah. Thing is, there are many ways to get artists to voice because you have to be flexible as a producer. You know what I mean? It's not the case where people always come into the studio and voice. You know, sometimes they're on tour and you say, oh, need you on this track, and them say, all right, well, send a vocal come. You know what I mean? Send a vocal come and you end up just, you know, doing anything around it to put it together and you package it and everybody's happy with it and you put it out.
Oh. You work better like that? Like what you prefer when them send the tracks, or you prefer them to
I prefer them in studio still because that way I can tell them exactly what I want, you know what I mean, and how to express it.
So what has been your biggest project thus far?
Well, my most recognized work is Titimus and Tanto Black's Lifestyle Rich. Right. I worked on that rhythm.
Yo, the
with
rhythm
Titimus, yeah, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You and Titimus created that rhythm, right?
Yeah.
And you produced the track?
No, I didn't produce it. It was produced by Claims Record, but it was my rhythm.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my most recognized work.
All right. Okay.
Control the fronts, them.
So you're saying it was...
But yeah, but did I say that rhythm there? Or what I'm
we claim that to be the summer song last year.
Real.
Right.
I mean, much respect, you know what I mean? A lot of people reached out to me and told me.
Aye, DJ Blizzard in an interview. What is wrong with you?
Tell them, man.
People, stop it, please. God no.
Right. So, but I read somewhere that Titimus taught you to play a few instruments or taught you a few things about...
Well, I always looked up to good talent, you know what I mean? And I see someone that reflects what I want to be, you know what I mean? I've always been in tune with that. So Titimus was one of those persons that I looked up to creatively, you know, so, yeah.
Yeah, what I want to ask you as being somebody so young, like how hard is it for you to kind of give instruction? Like, you think people take you serious because, you know, you're young, you like if you're going to direct your grandfather and how you want him to lay down on a track, like how is that easy for you?
It's all about your approach in life, you know. Perception is everything. You know what I mean? So if you speak a certain way and dress a certain way, you know that the repercussions is of such. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's never been difficult for me because, you know, I know what I want, you know, and I know how to get it and when to get it. You know what I mean? So to direct my grandfather is not an issue. You know, to direct a veteran artist is not an issue because at least almost everyone in the music industry shares good ear and they know what sounds good, you know, versus somebody telling them rubbish. you know. So yeah,
No, it's easy.
it's easy for me.
You sound so
composed.
yeah, you know, and that's not that, but you see, say
He knows what
you
he's
never gonna like, you know, like you grew up in a good
no,
school, you go
come
good
up.
place.
right.
Yeah. I would like almost say you grew up a foreign. That's my question. You grew
The
up
man
a
say it's
foreign?
some
No, I'm
culture.
actually
Really?
Jamaican, you know, but I'm well traveled.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
name a few artists like in the industry would I love to work with.
Who I'd love to work with or who I've worked with.
You would love to work with.
We
I
haven't
mean, we
worked
say you
with-
work with a lot.
Sizzler, Left Side,
Vitals.
Toots, yeah.
Them and the list goes on. But who would you like? Who would be that person like you're really to make? Now I wouldn't say make a career, but you know that one person say yo, I'd love to work with that particular artist.
Yeah, me manager say a name there.
What name?
Well, are we speaking about the local markets or?
Anybody. Internationally, locally, it could be a crossover artist.
I mean, I've always wanted to work with Chris Brown. You know, I've always felt like if I was to be in studio with Chris Brown, we'd make crazy fire. You know what I mean? On the local market, you know, and these people are not very far from the circle because we've actually been doing work amongst those. You know, the other day I got access to a Rick Ross vocal that I passed on to a friend.
For real.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Work happens in Jamaica, you know.
Yes.
You know, it's just the
I'm having
upcoming
connections.
the upcoming producers are not highlighted. That's what I've realized. They're usually in the dark, you know, or they're being shadowed by some other people, you know. But yeah.
What you're saying is actually familiar. I heard it. You know, you have your little like an inside link with the Drakes among the French Montanas.
Right.
How you get the link there?
It's just through good work and people
And
seeing.
your grandfather.
And your so wait, you make your reading put and then like them click hear it and be like, yo, who that?
No. That the thing is, people in the industry, especially abroad, like to have a personal experience with you. They want to know who you are. You know what I mean? So and with that, that's how they're compelled to actually want to do work with you. You know what I mean? So putting your work out on the internet is one way to get your work out there, but to actually know these people and, you know, listen to what they want, you know, that is how a relationship is actually built.
So you actually know these people?
Well, through my brethren, through my network, you know what I mean? But personally, I've never been the type of person to want to run up and know all of these people. You know, I'd prefer to that one person to know all of them, and you know, it comes directly to me.
Management.
Right.
I hear that's management.
Exactly.
So
Describe your sound a little though. Like what, like, cause you have access to these people and you want to work with Chris Brown. So I'm thinking your thing is more pop R&B.
I go for international sound. You know, I wouldn't want to put a genre to it. You know, I'm just international.
You know, when people say that they don't want to put a genre to them or box themselves in to a genre, I'm thinking, but isn't that what it's for? Like, isn't that what labels for? Is able to kind of just say, all right, this is what you are, and this is how we approach and deal with things. Like, labels aren't necessarily bad, you know? Cause if you're a dancehall producer or a dancehall artist, you want to be the best. But
That's
if you're just
true.
like other, you know, and there is like, you know, other or whatever.
Management to a jumping.
Reynolds can answer this one.
Hey man, good night Jamaica. I'm not here to answer the question. I'm just giving a little more clarity as it relates to why it is that DJ Blizzard said his music doesn't fall into a particular genre. It is because how we approach music, we're always looking forward, looking at the trends that are set in the industries. So for example, Jamaican music every 30 years or so has a very serious revolution. And you might see a brand new genre coming out, alright? Toots and the Metals and reggae are put together, you understand?
Right.
So it's not saying that we're not a genre, but he's focused on fusion, and as he said, he takes instruments from or sounds from all over the world. So you have reggaeton pieces that he's done, hip-hop pieces that he's done, EDM pieces that he's done, straight dancehall pieces that he's done.
So which genre
So
are you
it's-
better at? That's the question.
I mean,
that should have been the question.
I'm a musician, so I don't think I'm better at any genre. I feel free in EDM music, you know, because there's so much modulation and there's so much complexity that happens, you know, with dancehall. That's why I try to put all of that into dancehall so I can actually feel free, you know, within doing dancehall. Because let's say I fuse EDM with dancehall and bring complexity to dancehall, then that equals a new sound. You know what I mean? Which is what happened with Lifestyle Rich. You know, Lifestyle Rich was a fusion of what you'd say hip hop. You know what I mean? Hip hop sounds or hip hop feels with dancehall.
I give you that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I give you that.
Quickly. One more question before you go. I know that I know you're producing. You're focusing on producing right now, but you're also an artist.
Yeah, I sing as well. You know, I mean, people say I have it coming, so you know, my grandpa is very persistent about me singing. You know, but I've always just taken on music production. I think this is the person who I am, but I am going to be an artist, so it's something that you should look out for.
So
you look like you work on your second LP, you know. You look like you have the look that's smart. That's what.
So you just want to get the production part of it or known in the
cement
production.
So I just want to establish myself as a music producer. You know, it's like how you have a Andrew Blacks, you know what I mean, and you have a you know what I mean? Yeah, I just want to cement myself, DJ Blizzard, and then I can move on to my artist self.
So what's next? What's your next move for 2017?
My next move it has been to become more vocal in the industry. You know what I mean? I had a few things that I wanted to talk about tonight, but you guys didn't really ask me those questions. You know what I mean? So I don't really want to go there.
All right. Quick and fast.
It's quick and fast. I think there are a few things wrong in the industry. Mentorship is one of them. There are not many established artists that have been doing that are putting on upcoming youth. So there's no continuity. You understand? The industry is monotonous. You're hearing the same names. And trust me, you have very talented like myself out there that are being shadowed. You know, and I don't stand for that.
Overshadowed.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So I want to be the voice of these upcoming talents. I also urge these upcoming talents to learn the business side of the music because it can be used against them. See, because you just love make music, you know, you're exploited. You say, oh, yo, that rhythm, they're bad. But your rights are not given to you. You know, you have no credentials. You have to be going around and say, boy, I mean, make the rhythm. You know what I mean? Like, and the body don't really know. So how you make the rhythm. So.
It was your grandfather that helped you with all this aspect. He gave you a top before you entered.
The thing about it is, I had an opportunity to learn. You know what I mean? So I wasn't always being spoon-fed information. But you know, I had to go through the motions as well. Because
take the opportunity.
Right. And also, management over there, he ensured that I don't slip. You know what I mean? Anybody, papers, you know. You know what I mean? Stick it up, mister. You know what I mean? So, so that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. That's more we can talk about. More to talk about.
Definitely.
Because we're looking
where them can follow you though quickly.
All right, people. You can follow me on Facebook.
So why you put on your sexy voice?
Because my voice is just naturally sexy.
The manager, you know, act like him all looks smarty.
Just listen, in a nice, natural tone. Tell the people then where they can find you in social media.
I mean, this is my natural tone. Believe it or not. You know what I mean? I'm not putting on people. You know, I'm just laid back, you know what I mean? So, you can follow me at DJ Blizzard Music on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my social media for you.
DJ Blizzard. Why Blizzard?
DJ Blizzard Music.
Oh, DJ Blizzard. Why Blizzard? You called?
I believe that my music reflects intensity, and that's what a Blizzard is. You know, an occurrence of
Kimmy
Khan. I like it.
Kimmy just had to go there.
I like it. I like it, everybody. Right. Look out for Blizzard for me.
So that's Nightly Fix. Thank you, DJ Blizzard.
Yeah, Nightly Fix.